Hello everyone, I'm having a little bit of a panic because it took a really long time to start that live video and now I'm second guessing my internet. So as people come on, we'll see what happens. Oh good, we have people watching. Perfect. Welcome. 9 people, but it's not showing me who all is on there. I have Audrey on. Hello, welcome. Hello, Rhonda, Marie, Catherine, Narelle. Hey, hey, hey. I feel like this is like watching a lottery machine. That number live is going up, 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 up as everybody joins on. Alana, Pam, Vicky, Wendy from New Mexico. Hello. Vicky, hello. I wish I could see more than just 2 people at a time. Charlotte, because it's going so quick. Janice and Monica. Kate, welcome. Anita from Horsham, Australia. Kimberly, Dawn, Janice, hello. Monica, Jenny, Sandy, and 2 others. I can't even keep up. Beth from New Zealand, welcome. And another Australia, hello. Lots of Australia. It must be a good time in Australia. It's already Sunday there for you guys. I think probably midday, right? From Chicago, from Guam. Did I read that right? G-U-A-M, Guam? From New Zealand. I'm coming to you from Canada, Edmonton, Alberta, where it is currently minus 30 degrees Celsius. We have hit a cold snap. Hi, Connie. Vancouver, we have another Canadian. Yay, finally. Oh, Jen is here too, another Canadian. Awesome. Michelle from Australia again. New Jersey, Southern New Jersey. Oh, this is fantastic. So minus 30 here, very cold. I run every Saturday, so I did not run today. I avoid the treadmill. I like to run outside even in the winter. So tomorrow I'll be hitting the treadmill. I just didn't want to tire myself out for you guys tonight. 12 p.m. in Australia, so lunchtime. Awesome. Winnipeg, Sophia's here. She's my neighbor down the street. Hello. Mary is here. Lee Scott, 37 degrees in Australia, and I know that's Celsius. So I'm a little bit jealous. We're literally like 70 degrees difference. Is that crazy to think about? With you in Winnipeg, yeah, Alana, it's cold. Crazy weather. But you know what? We've been blessed. I have ran outside every week until now. This is our first cold snap. So it is a polar vortex that has pushed in and we will have this cold weather for a week. Amanda Beaumont, hello. She's also in my neighborhood, my neck of the woods. Sharon is here from Australia. Perfect. So I am the Canadian Crafty Carrot demonstrator on the team. I am coming to you as the last video this weekend. It is our 4th birthday, our birthday bash, and you've already seen, hopefully, Jen, Cindy, and Susan. If you haven't, hop on over to our Facebook page and you'll see those videos and you can follow along with those tutorials. I'm missing all these comments coming in. I hope you're not asking me any questions. 8 p.m. in Texas and 50 Fahrenheit. North Dakota. You could even do the weather and then I enjoy your presentation. So we have a northwesterly wind flowing in from the mountains. I won't even pretend, Alana. Yeah, so like I said, I'm from Canada. We've been doing this Stampin' Up thing as a team, as a Crafty Carrot for 4 years. We met probably 7 or 8 years ago on the Artisan design team. Oh, Deb is here, hello. Michigan, oh, 10 degrees is cold in Michigan. So we've been friends for a very long time and it kind of grew into this business that we do, that we bring you tutorials, which ended up being a blessing because the pandemic hit the whole entire world in the last year and it is a great way to get crafting into your home. So we're on lockdown. We've been on lockdown since November and it's crazy to think about that we've spent 5 months in the last 12 months in lockdown. There was an announcement for us on Thursday. They're not lifting any restrictions. Yes, our numbers are lower, but our morgues and our hospitals are at capacity. So here we are, Saturday night, great excuse for me to get my hair and makeup all done for you guys because like lockdown is, you don't tend to do that very often. So I came out of the bedroom and my husband's like, oh, look how fancy you are. So yeah, I gotta go meet all my crafty friends online tonight. I am using the sweet strawberry set and matching punch, so the bundle tonight, and I have a really great card that I wanted to share with you, and I think I'm going to flip it around and get started because we're already at 54. Sacramento, California, 49 degrees. Oh, I have family in California. We FaceTime before Christmas. I sure miss them. 37 Celsius, and tomorrow will be 42. Lee, that's crazy. 42. I don't know have I ever been in 42? I don't know. Maybe when I've gone on a vacation in Mexico or something, but I can't imagine what that would be like in real life, like having to work and cook and do things. So anyway, I'm going to flip you guys around. Oh, Jen is here. Yay! Now, oh, you know what? I'm going to plug in my microphone. Bear with. Because I'm doing my tutorial, it gives me better sound. So are you guys ready? Whoop, whoop, whoop. Flip. I know, like every video I watch of a demonstrator doing something, they do that flip. So I know I'm not alone. It's like the annoying part of it all, but there we go. We should be okay. I'm going to turn on another light. Now, since I plugged in my telephone, give me some hearts and likes if you guys can hear me okay still. We should be good. Okay, so this is what I have to remember to tell you. So if you're crafting along with us, tag us at the Crafty Carrot. You could also use the hashtag, but at the Crafty Carrot, and share what you're creating from these tutorials. Oh, my sound is good. Thank you. And I see lots of hearts. Really, I just wanted to see all your hearts and thumbs up. So tag us if you're crafting, and then we'll share it on our page. We just love the community we've built. So we'll keep that, so I don't forget to mention that loud and clear. Fantastic. So this is the bundle that I am using tonight, and earmuffs if you have kids. I love a punch. Yep, I love the die cutting machine, the Stamp Cut and Emboss, but there is nothing like a punch because I am a lazy stamper, and a punch is one and done, quick and easy, and I call myself a punch, S-L-U-T. So hopefully you're earmuffed your kids and you didn't hear that. Do you want to see the card? I know that Jen and Cindy didn't show you the card, but I thought I'll show you the card and then I'll go through some of the instructions here. So without further ado, here is my card, and it has a little Velcro clasp with a fun fold for happy birthday. Adorable, right? I have been using this bundle a lot, probably because we're in lockdown and I have been doing a lot of crafting. So if you follow me at Stampin' Dolce, you'll probably see a lot more inspiration from this. But don't worry, when we get to the tutorials in our February exclusive program, I will have another tutorial, plus I'll be casing the other 3 Crafty Carrot designers. So in our February tutorial, you're going to see 4 more cards from me using this bundle. Very pretty, sweet. Where in the UP? I'm in northern lower Michigan. Oh, they're talking. She's talking to Pam. They're having a chit chat. Okay, I think. I am loving this suite, and I played with it yesterday. Yeah, Sharon, me too. On Pinterest, I have a million things pinned, and everything that everybody is doing out there is very different. So I think it has lots of potential. Okay, now I haven't really prepped anything other than the supplies. So let's talk about the card base here, because we'll start at the bottom. Okay, so my card is a little bit longer than the standard card base here. So what I've done is, can you see that all on my screen? I think we're good. So it's 9 3/4 by a 5.5 inch card base. So usually it would be 5.5 by 4 1/4. So this is using virtually almost a full sheet of Whisper White. And then I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna score it 1 and 4 1/4, and that's gonna let me have this fun fold that goes like that. Jen said she's been resisting this bundle. Oh yes, I know about resisting. I feel the same way. So I did try to create this. So just a fun fact, if you're a little bit more frugal and you don't want to use a whole piece of paper to do this card, is you could do it at 8 1/4 by 5.5, but I'm going to show you what happens here. Same scoring dimensions, but then it doesn't have that overlap. See how this just meets up? Where in this sample, we're going to fold it over and then do the little Velcro dot. Okay, cool. So you choose if you want to do 9 3/4 by 5.5 or 8.25 by 5.5. Then we also need a piece of shimmer white at 3 by 5.25. And through the magic of television, I have my piece ready to go, 3 by 5.25. Is there a special handwriting component in learning to be in architecture? Your writing is so pretty. Actually, Jen, there is. They take you back to like preschool where you write the letter A over and over and over, and then you write the letter B over and over and over. I have a piece of silver here. So this is 1/2 inch by 5.5, and then a piece of DSP. And that's just demonstrator lingo for designer series paper. And this designer series paper, let me tell you where it's from because you're going to die. 5/8 of an inch by 5 3/8. And I know these are stupid dimensions. A lot of people prefer to work in halves and quarters. I like the 1/8 because I really like a tight layer. So if you don't like the tight layer, how did I lose the card we're doing? Oh, there it is. See, I like this really tight layer in there. So, but if you like them a little bit larger like this one, then you can switch to 1/4 and 1/8. Okay. So I got to tell you about that designer series paper because it is to die for. So during celebration right now I'm in Canada, so this is when you spend $120 Canadian, you can get this for free. So you get a stamp set that matches the strawberry stamp set and a pack of designer series paper that matches. So you guys, like, how can you not? It's adorable. Here's the stamp set. It's perfect. It matches everything, except it also has blueberries and raspberries. I just love it. I certainly have been enabled more than once by the Crafty Carrot. Yeah, that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. It's you got to blame it on the pandemic. We just need all these crafty things to play with for our mental health, right? Okay, so that is with Celebration, and that is January, February. But don't forget, if you shop with the Crafty Carrot in January, then you can get into our February program where you're going to see me create 4 more projects like this. Okay, focus, Krista. Now, I have my piece of paper here. Let's start with the scoring. Okay. We got that in my screen? Good. So I have my Stampin' trimmer that the black is the cutting blade. So put that away, tuck it away, and then bring up your light gray blade because that is the scoring blade. All right. Can we get everything in the screen here at the same time? I think we are. Okay, so I pre-cut this, like I said, 9 3/8 by 5.5. Now, the reason it's not 9.5 is because I found if I cut it exactly that dimension, then this wouldn't fold nicely. So you need that 1/8 of an inch so that it allows it to lap over top of each other. So you're gonna score at 1 inch. And I like to use the 1 inch on this side. So you know there's a 1 on either side here. So use the 1 inch coming to the right-hand side if that's what you prefer. And then I'm gonna flip it over and I'm gonna score at 5 1/4. So that meant 1 plus 4 1/4, 5 1/4. And that's what's gonna give me my score line down here, okay? Gonna get my bone folder and do a little folding in half. Press that edge so it sits nice and flat and press it down here. So there we go. So there you can kind of see, I think you can see where that 1/8 of an inch is helping me nest that cardstock inside so I can have that flap. So that's the base. Now, if you're crafting along and watching the replay, hopefully you got that because I'm just gonna set this aside out of my way. But if you have any questions, let me know. So I like to get rid of some of the pieces that I know I can assemble. So let's do that and then we can finish off doing this fancy part on the inside. I am gonna use my multi-purpose liquid glue for this because it has a little bit of flexibility and it gives you some wiggle room to line it perfectly straight. We have the Stampin' Seal and the Stampin' Seal Plus, which I adore, but there's not a lot of room for error there. I'm doing this totally wrong. It goes on here. I'm like, why aren't they the same dimension? That's why. So you see how I can kind of give it a wiggle and line it up where I want to now? There we go. So I just lined that up right on the edge. And I probably should have put more behind there because I thought I was layering it on here. So mine's gonna hang out a little bit, but all good in the hood. Don't worry. Now I'm gonna come and do my little silver lip that's gonna hang out there. There we go. Now my tip because you don't want this to go on your scrap piece of paper, your background piece of paper, because then you could end up with a sticky mess everywhere. So use the silicone sheet, because that'll just pick up any of the glue that might ooze over. And I'm going to line this up. See, I really like those tight layers, so it just has a shimmer peeking out on that tongue of that card front. There we go. Doesn't that look good? Can you see that? Oh, there it reflects a little bit. So there. We're laughing. We're doing good. So now I'm going to set this aside and we're going to bring out the shimmer white. So now, I guess I should tell you the other supplies we need now that we're going to get to stamping. So I am using Garden Green, Flirty Flamingo, Pool Party, and Soft Suede. They're a great color combo. I stole that color combo from that designer series paper. I shouldn't take credit for that. Also going to need a Versamark and white embossing powder with your heat tool. And then I have my green blends and Garden Green. Oh, this is Shaded Spruce. It'll work. Shaded Spruce for splattering in a marker. And then I also have some rhinestones or diamonds or pearls, whatever you have handy. I have some baker's twine, a punch, and one of these new sponges, or not sponges, brushes that you're gonna love. So we're gonna start from the bottom and we're gonna do the background stamp with Versamark, the heat tool, and the white embossing powder. I haven't even mounted my stamps. Love it, classy, thank you. I think you're talking about that color combo. It's a very classy color combo. I'm not very good at using bright, bold colors. I tend to stick to the soft stuff. So this color combo is very Krista. So I may as well mount the rest of my stamps since we're here. So I'm going to do, it's a two-step stamp. So I'm going to do both of my strawberries, the strawberry background, and then the strawberry outline. And that's why it's in photopolymer, because then we can see what we're doing as we're stamping. It makes that two-step really easy. And then the stem. My daughter opened my drawer the other day and she said, "Oh, Mom, you got so many new glass blocks." I said, "No, it's just because I'm not doing in-person classes anymore and they're not spread out all across the craft room waiting for my customers." So we're going to do Happy Birthday, You Sweet Thing. And I think that's the last one I need. Yeah, Happy Birthday, You Sweet Thing. Happy Birthday, Strawberry, Strawberry. Okay, we're laughing. We're good. My tummy's growling. We just ate. So very Canadian, you guys. We barbecued in minus 30 degrees Celsius. We had wonderful steak and grilled asparagus, and we had Caesar salad. So I'm just literally doing this right in the middle. Then you're gonna coat that with the white embossing powder. So I have these old Powder Pals Stampin' Up had years ago that are fantastic when you're doing embossing. Did I get any more comments? I just got love it. Okay, good. And look at how old this is. This is our old logo. I think I must have bought a couple of them at one time and then I found it at the bottom of the drawer. It was brand new. There we go. Now you can kind of see that image. So we're going to heat that up and melt that embossing powder. We're renovating in the Fratton house. We renovated one bathroom and now we're on to the second bathroom. Arturo, my husband, hung a barn door last weekend and now he ripped out the shower and is reinstalling the drywall so we can do all new tile. So it is a dusty mess in this house right now. But it was 2 weeks ago? No, because he did the barn door last week. So it was 3 weeks ago. I'm crafting, I'm in my room. Doesn't matter if it's a weekday or a weekend, I'm down in my craft room very, very often. And he comes down here and wants to talk. And I'm like, "What do you want?" And he's like, "Oh, just, what are you doing?" I said, "Dude, you need a hobby. You need a pandemic hobby. Go work on those bathrooms." We bought the stuff for the bathrooms a very long time ago and just never got around to doing them. So finally we're doing them. Okay, now we're gonna let this sit for a minute and cool down. And that was a tip that Cindy had in her video this afternoon. So same thing, we're just gonna let that sit for a minute and grab a scrap piece of white and let's do some stamping for our strawberries. So as I mentioned, we're gonna grab Flirty Flamingo. But it will be so nice when it's done. Oh yeah, Jen knows all about living through renovations, yes. The problem is that I have OCD and I am a neat freak. So it's Saturday I clean house. So it was good because I had nothing to do today, I guess, right? Usually I go for a run and I come home and I'm all dirty and gross from running and then I clean the house. And today I didn't have to clean the house. So I actually did some scrapbooking, which was fantastic. Okay, so let's start at the bottom with the strawberry, the full strawberry. Now, I'm gonna grab a scrap piece of paper here because when I'm doing a video, I don't like my background paper to be all dirty. So I'm gonna stamp off and then I'm gonna stamp on. And this is a stamp that is, I think they call it, there's a name for it, but it's like that photojournalistic style that it looks like print, newsprint. There's a name for it. How come I can't think of it? Is it gonna tell me in here? Because I have this one handy. You guys, what is the name for it? It's like a Stampin' Up, patented, special. I can relate to the OCD thing. Yep, totally. Late joining in. Don't worry, Suzanne, you're good. No problem. Okay, so since I have this inked, let's grab this guy and do the inside. What did we do on the inside? Oh, just a strawberry. Cool. Okay, let's do that on the inside. Stamp off. And I did it a little bit of an angle to give him some attitude. Okay, you notice that this is super pink. That's because I was using pinks and reds. Distinctive. Thank you, Val. It just wasn't coming to me. Okay, so let's bring this back in now that we got that one out of the way. Now, let's do the bottom layer in Garden Green. So we're gonna stamp off and stamp on. And I need to do two because I want one on the inside of the card as well. Distinctive. Isn't that cute? I love how it looks like that. And I got ink on my fingers, so now it's gonna be on everything I touch. So I went with soft suede to outline it, but I think I wanna try something different because I did do other cards where I did the same color. So let's see what it looks like. Oh, I like that. Just gonna give it a different look. So maybe we're not gonna use soft suede tonight. We're gonna try something a little bit different. So this is full strength over top. So I stamped off the bottom layer. Oh, I drove drunk on that one. That one's not very straight. And I'm not drunk. Dry January, guys. Dry January. And Deb said hi to Val, and she's okay this time. Now, Deb, oh my goodness, is one of my Stamp Club members. And she couldn't find the video on Tuesday, and then she couldn't find the video last night, but now we got her all set up. Oh, look, and everybody going distinctive, distinctive, distinctive. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tania said that she's watching but couldn't say hi till now. All good, and that she loves this bundle. And Elizabeth hopped on. Okay, we're good. 70 people watching. What? Okay, we got those down. Now let's do the punching part here. Now, I guess I should be more organized to know which way I'm sticking this in, and I could have stamped them a certain way, but I'm a lazy stamper and I didn't think to do that. So we're just gonna do it this way. So upside down, line it up, punch her out. You're gonna end up with all these extra bits and pieces, which my Roomba loves. I got a Roomba for my birthday, and I remember when I went into work and I told my coworkers I got a Roomba. That was back in the good old days when we could go to work. I've been working from home now since November. Anyway, so and they're like, your husband bought you a Roomba for your birthday? They thinking like that's a terrible gift. Oh my God, you guys, it was the best gift I think I ever got. Not true. You know what? When the Big Shot first came out years ago, my girlfriends went together and group gifted and got me a Big Shot. So that was a pretty darn good gift. But I would say that the Roomba is really high up there on my list. Okay, there. Oh, it's so cute. We have these little strawberries now. All right, so, well, you almost grabbed the wrong card to bring back in. So I think now that we have this set, let's do some sponging because we got to do that before we put on our strawberries. So I'm going to take these little guys and I'm going to set them aside and keep them safe. Now, I just re-inked my ink pads before we got on the video because in Canada, it's dry. My little baby boy, who's 10, he's not a baby anymore. He was sleeping with me last night. My husband wanted to stay up late and watch like Mandalorian or something. So Ariano came into bed with me and it was about 1:30. Arturo was still up watching Mandalorian and he got a bleeding nose on my white quilt and my white sheets. It's so dry. I also, now that I'm working from home, I have a space heater in my office, which is my craft room, and it runs like 12 hours a day because I work all day and then I craft all night and it is dry. So I am finding I have to re-ink my ink pads a lot more than I usually do. So I'm juicing this up by brushing it on here. This is like a makeup blender brush. It's really soft. When I saw them on a video, I thought it was a sponge, but it's a brush. Like it actually has bristles. You can see as I move my finger across there. Now, you want to make sure that you're practicing before you drive. Get your practice permit. There we go. Make sure you have the right amount of ink. And then just start swirling it on there. Now you can push harder, you can give it a little bit less pressure, and that's gonna change how much you're getting on the paper. Oh, and this is shimmer white. I said that at the beginning. So if you're just hopping on, this is shimmer white, which is one of my favorite papers if I'm watercoloring, sponging, or blending, because it has a little bit of a pearled finish to it. I don't know how else to describe it. And it just makes it all the more easier. Yay! See how it magically comes to life when you have that embossing powder on there? I thought it was a sponge too. It is so lovely and soft. Okay, so if you guys follow me, Stampin' Dolce, on Instagram or Facebook, I did a story, and I gotta tell you the story now. So I got them, and my kids were going gaga. Like, you guys, I can't even explain to you how soft this is. It's so, you got to rub it on your face. Everybody does it. You rub it on your cheeks when you first get them. So my daughter comes down, 12 years old. It's a bit magic seeing the white flower reveal. Yeah, it is. She rubs them on her face. My son comes and sticks them together because they're brushes, right? So the bristles will stick together, and then he can't get them apart. So he's pulling. He gives them to me, starts to freak out. I hear it creaking, and the whole inside of my brush popped out. I was thinking about gluing it back in. It's not fitting very well. So right now it's just a prop for don't let your sons play with your brushes. Life lesson. Okay. Now, if you remember at the beginning, I talked about getting a green. So this is shaded spruce, but any dark green. Just don't use pink or red because then it looks like blood. Oh no, said Narelle. Oh yeah, Wendy, that's the way it goes. Life with boys. So I almost don't want to do this. It's brand new. So you're going to flick this on here. Why isn't it flicking on there? Is it dry? Did it dry out? Oh, it's dry, guys. I never use this color. It's probably old as molasses. What is this one? Garden green. Oh, this one looks good. Yeah, there we go. Woo! Now, my tip, because it's going to be on, and you can see, I don't know if you can see how it's smeared in the background there? What not to do. Yeah, exactly. Public service announcement. I'm here to help. So we're going to just dab on top of that flower because if there's a drop of that green ink, then it won't dry because that embossed flower is glossy. So I just dabbed it so we don't smudge or smear it, okay? So this one's a little bit darker than the first one. Now, okay, I want to show you guys because I've made a New Year's resolution that if I have spare pieces laying around from rejects when I created a card, I need to use them. So this was the card that I created with rejects, which actually might be better than the card I designed for tonight, but what do you think? I don't know. In this one, I actually colored the leaves. So I'm going to show you that. It'll be a little bit different. We're kind of evolving this as we go. So I'm going to use the blends. Now you need to be very gentle-handed and color around the white embossing, because if you color on the white embossing, it's going to turn green, and that's not a look that I wanted. So I'm just doing a little bit in here because I think that it kind of looked cute. We're winging it. How are we doing? Love your reject card. Oh, see? Thank you. I'll show it to you guys in a minute again, and then I'll post it for you. But I swear that every year it comes the end of the year, or maybe even a couple years, and I throw away a handful of all these little cut pieces, embossed pieces, colored pieces, stamp pieces, where they come together really awesome in a card. And sometimes it's easier to create a reject card because all the work is done for me. And it's like, I'm not feeling this pressure. It makes the leaves pop. It gives it dimension. Both are so gorgeous. Oh, good. Yeah. So just a little something. Okay. So I had mentioned a handheld punch. I'm just going to line this up with my grid paper. Your grid paper is so valuable. It does so many different things. Now we're going to use this. What did I don't know, maybe about here on the bottom of my leaf. So I'm just going to use my grid paper. See how I'm choosing a line? And then I know where I want to punch this little guy on each side. And that's just a nest for my ribbon. And I went a little bit gung-ho and you can see the pencil, but I think the ribbon is going to cover that. So we're going to be okay. So cool. Thank you. What else do we got? Make the leaves pop. That's a fantastic tip on the leaves. Oh, thanks, guys. Guys, girls, friends, everybody out there, my crafty community. How did I lose my scissors? It always ends up a hot mess. If any of you are demonstrators out there, I'm sure you know after you do a video, there is stuff everywhere. And I'm sure if you're a customer and an avid crafter, it's the same thing. That is probably the worst part about working from home is after every craft session, I have to clean my space before I go to bed so I'm just using Scotch tape to hold it around the back because I can't come down and work when it's a mess. We're going back to that OCD conversation. So smart. What a fabulous idea to punch for the twine. Thank you. Okay. Now that's just going to stay in place. And then I'll tie a bow and I'll put that on. But we're going to do that after I position my little strawberry. So the dog-eared corner, very trendy. I just pinch it like this and I just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle against my work surface. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And I push it down. Some people don't like that. And I always laugh when I give someone a card that's not a crafter and you see them kind of go like this as they're reading it. Like they're trying to fix it. Like they think it got bent going into the envelope. Not the case. This was definitely on purpose here. So let's layer this up and we're going to grab the stamp and seal. So my old school crafters may remember the snail that we used to sell for Stampin' Up, but we've had an upgrade to the seal. So this, I was coming this way, now you go up. Now you start again, I got to come over that ribbon. If it's not coming, then make sure you roll it so that it's primed and then you lift up and a gentle hand, lift up. If you're pushing hard, lift up. You're going to run into problems. Lift up, lift up. Save your aggression and your anger for the big shot or the stamp and cut machine. Yep, that's what we call it. Can't use these old names. Snail, big shot. I'm sorry, I've been a demonstrator, you guys, for like 14 years, so it's really hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Doesn't that look great? Oh, I'm a little crooked. See, I should have used my liquid glue and then I could have had some wiggle room, but we're doing good. Maybe I should have snuck it over. This one I snuck over a little bit, so it's slightly underneath. But nobody's going to know. I think it's looking fabulous. What fabulous? Fabulous. Okay, what do we got? I got to check my comments. My husband hates me doing that on my ADTS, on my cards. Oh, yeah, the dog-eared corner, Anita is saying her husband hates this. But you probably know what I mean when you give it to a non-crafter and they're trying to fix it like it was a boo-boo. So let's bring in this guy and we're going to do some dimensionals on the back. Now, I would have only in the past put one dimensional, but then Jen Picard, who's watching right now, she was a guest with the Crafty Carrot Collective, and oh, that girl uses a lot of dimensionals and gave me a little bit of a heart attack. But then she started to talk about saggy pieces on the cards, and I thought, well, I don't want to have a saggy strawberry, so I used two, just to make her happy. Now, the little branch, what do you call that thing? Now, I think I like the soft suede better because it was less vibrant. It kind of went with this watercolor washed out look. Let's do the bow. How did I lose my twine? There it is. So I have a lot of bow challenged people. A stem. It is a stem, right? I think it's a stem. Branch, stem, stem. Stem is right. a lot of people that don't know how to do a bow. So I'm gonna do my best to try to tell you how I do a bow and see how that goes. So I do one loop like this. Now it's difficult because, okay, so this is another tip. I hate when you get it all curly like this. So I take my hand with water in a Stampin' spritzer. Oh, don't spray your background paper. You're gonna get your card ruined. See, and this just like irons it out. Just dampen it a little bit. And then I got rid of all that curl. So now I'm going to do my first bow, but can you see how they're side by side? Don't twist it. Maybe if I come a little closer. Okay. Then I'm gonna come around the tree and through the rabbit hole like this. Now, don't twist anything. So as you're pulling this to tighten it, make sure it's not twisting. See how I'm like specifically keeping it in the same spot? There we go. So now it sits nice and flat, and you can keep making it smaller. If you just grab it and pull it, then this could twist around, and that I think is what bothers people. And this is what makes that perfect bow. Oh, I'm dying to watch that over and over. Brilliant. I've never thought of doing that. Great tip. Oh, wow, I love that tip. Oh, you must be talking about wetting the ribbon or the twine because it gets all curly like that. Drives me crazy. Okay, so let's find the next glue dot on the roll. So I just push it in and then pick it up with my thumb. And we're just gonna put that on here like that. Now these are too long, so I usually leave them long until I put them on the card and then I decide where I want them to be. Okay, we're getting so close. Let's do some bling before we do the words because I don't know, I'm inspired to do the bling. So these, I always have to check, are elegant faceted gems. I adore these. They're a little deceiving in the catalog because they kind of look like they are green, but it's because one set is clear, one is blushing bride, and one is white. So I'm gonna do the white ones here. Great idea to have the bow separate, easier to keep it positioned just right. Oh yeah, talking about your bow tying technique. Okay, gotcha. Deb says, I miss you making my bows. Okay, so I run a couple of stamp clubs. And of course, for the last almost year, we've been virtual now. Okay, so wait, see the take your pick tool? If you guys don't have this, it has sticky tack on the end and it just picks up those pearls perfectly. Don't you love that? And odd numbers. So 3s, 5s, whatever I like to do. So there's my third one there. Okay, so focus. What were we talking about? Oh, stamp clubs. And Deb is one of them. And that was, I used to sit there and tie bows for everybody because everybody loves a Krista bow. So now that we're virtual and they're doing them all online, I think they're missing my bows because I'm not sending them in the kits that I send them. Great idea. Okay, water trick for the twine is good. Perfect. Okay, so now we just need a greeting. So where did I put that scrap? I think I threw it away. Krista. We'll have to get another piece. Okay, one is green and one is pink. So let's do this with the same stamp. Let's figure this out. How did I do this the first time? I think I fussy cut. Okay, so yeah, I did this a little while ago and I've done some cards since then. So I have to remember how I did this. So let's do this. Hope your birthday is sweet. And then we're gonna wash it so that we can do the green for just the happy birthday. This changed my life, this chamois. I used to only use the Stampin' Scrub, which is great for red rubber because you can get, you can use the Stays-On cleaner to get some of those sticky inks off, but this just, look at, with photopolymer, beautiful. Okay, so let's first cut out Sweet Thing. Now I said I wasn't fussy cutting. If you watch the other 3 videos, I am not one that loves to fussy cut. No worries if you're joining in late. You can always catch up and watch it after. But I don't, is this fussy cutting? Does this count? Am I breaking my no fussy cutting rule? I try really hard not to fussy cut. Like I said at the beginning, I am earmuffs, kids, earmuffs. I'm a punch S-L-U-T. So if there's one, I buy it. I gotta have it. I like to just bang things out. Get it? Bang things out. So there. So that's about as crazy as I get with the fussy cutting. Let's stick this guy on the front with some glue dots. Just enough to come over top of my strawberry. You sweet thing. Ain't no thing but a chicken wang. Where does that come from? That's a movie or something. Okay, and then we got to do the happy birthday on the inside, but I think I didn't mask it. Masking it's going to be pretty hard, so I think I did a marker. Now where did I put that marker we splattered with? Shaded spruce, garden green. Okay. So we're going to use the marker. I hope this is what I did. Ay caramba. That's pandemic stamping. I'm like creating cards every day of my life and I'm having a hard time remembering what I've done. So the first time I do this, I like to do a practice run, huff it with my breath and stamp on my scrap paper and then go again because it like primes that stamp with the ink. I don't know why. I just like it looks a little bit different rather than doing it the very first time, if that makes sense. That's just my experience. Okay, I think I got it all. Now we're gonna huff and, whoop, wrong one. So huff, not coronavirus friendly. There we go. Oh, look, it pulled a part of my paper up a little bit. That's okay, you'll never notice. So there's my happy birthday. Now, if you remember at the beginning, we also did an extra one of these. So we're just gonna glue dot this on there. Okay, I think, or we just check all the details. Okay, we're good. Now, the last detail. I had done it originally and it kept bothering me how it popped up like this. So I went on Amazon and I bought these little dots in Velcro. Adorable, right? So I'm gonna be making cards like this for 100 years. But I think they're gonna be cute on little boxes and whatnot. So my tip is let's put the Velcro together and then put it on the lip, close it, and then it opens. And it makes it sit nice and straight. So there, isn't that funny? Okay, so the other thing is I thought, ooh, a little magnet will be fun. So I bought these magnets on Amazon. They're massive. So these will have to be something else. They're literally like the size of a nickel, I think. This is American, so I can't really tell. So I'll have to find something else to do with these because those were not great. So that's it. So I wanted to show you guys that reject again. So this was my rejected pieces that I made to create this. So very similar, cute, right? And then this was another reject where I had started and I don't know why it didn't end up the tutorial, just wasn't my favorite. But this one didn't have Velcro because, oh, I know why, because it was really fussy to get it underneath this band, like to get it back in there. It's driving me crazy. I can't even. And that's the inside. So now see, this is why I can't even get it back in there. Oh, there we go. That worked easier than I thought. So that is my rejects that I created. That's a lot of Velcro dots, right? I agree. Gonna flip you around. Bear with, flip. Okay, watch my arm, sorry. I'm right-handed, so it's the best I can do. Woo, okay. Oh, turn off those intense lights. Okay, what else? I have a little cheat sheet because I don't remember very many things anymore. Deb said beautiful cards. Suzanne said beautiful cards, all gorgeous cards. Thank you, Anita. That's great. Thanks everyone for joining us. It has been a fabulous birthday bash. If you're just joining us or came in partway, Janice said she loved the cards. I love your cards. Nice work from Catherine. Thank you. The 3 other videos from my Crafty Carrot sisters are already completed. So if you go to our Facebook page, you'll see their videos there. If you're crafting this weekend or this week, whatever, tag us at the Crafty Carrot Co. Is this backwards in the video for you? At the Crafty Carrot Co. And then we get to see what you're creating and we'll be happy to share that into our stories. Oh, I'm missing some great cards, gorgeous. I love the cards, fun set. Thanks for sharing your talent. Oh, thanks everybody. Think I'll be casing, yay! So casing is create and share everything, copy and selectively edit. Casing just means following some inspiration from a tutorial or a card that you've seen. Could be the color combo, could be the layout, could be the stamp set, could be a million different things in there. Thanks, Krista, beautiful cards. I was just thinking how pretty your hair looked today. Oh, my, because I didn't wash it. That's my hair today. Because we're renovating the bathroom and it's like a hot mess in this house. I'm like, I don't need to shower. I'll just throw it in one of those elastic braids. Now I need all things strawberry. Okay, so wait until you see the tutorial in for February. Oh my goodness. Blech. Wait till you see what I have in store for you in the tutorial in February. You can join us by shopping, joining our demonstrator team, or subscribing. So if you go to our Facebook or Instagram, there's links on there that'll take you to all of those options. So in Canada, you can shop with me or become a part of my demonstrator team, and you automatically have access to the Crafty Carrot, or you can subscribe. And we have a promotion right now for a limited time subscription for a 1 year, oh my God, subscription. So again, go to our Facebook and Instagram and get more information on that. Woo! I'm knocking things over. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you, Krista. What a great braid. Perfect. Yeah, so I think I covered it. That's everything. I almost don't want to say goodbye because it's pretty lonely in lockdown. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. And a happy birthday to us. We are successful at what we do because we have an amazing community of crafters that follow and participate. So thank you for being part of our community. Take care, everyone. See ya.